What's up, guys? It's Gothic, aka Sam, and today we are playing Asagao Academy. So let us get started. Ugh, what was that noise? Stop it, please. Ugh, I'm coming. Who on earth would do this so early? So early in the morning, in fact, that it wasn't even light out. I quietly padded over to the door. Ma shifted in her bed.
What?
It's about time. Who? Oh, honey. She pushed past me and swept into the room, flipping on the light switch. Paul and Nick followed after him. Anna, I feel just terrible for ruining your uniform. Sincerely. We owe you an apology and a clean uniform. I'm not so good at that kind of thing, so I brought a friend to help me. Josh pulled open my drawer and tossed out clothes left and right. Oh my god, stop! That's my underwear! What is wrong with you? I ran to him and grabbed his arm, trying to pull him away. These panties are so cute! They're perfect for you! Get away from there! Where's your uniform? I ducked below Josh and pulled open a drawer, pulling out the sticky fabric. Here, take it! I threw it at Josh's face, but he caught it with ease. This is no problem. I promise I will have this cleaned in no time. Girls? He snapped. Follow me. Paul, Nick, and Josh swept from my room, but they didn't head towards the hall exit. Instead, they turned left, heading deeper into the dorm. I didn't have a good feeling about this. I stepped into my slippers and ran the hallway, just in time to see the door to the girls' bathroom close. Oh no. Ah! What are you doing in here? I sprinted to the bathroom door, but before I could get there, Paul and Nick slammed into the wall across from the door. Men like you were the worst!
Whoa!
No, this is all a misunderstanding, please. I'm sure it was. No, Mimi, it really was. Wait a second, where's the other, person who was with them? She's doing something with a uniform in the sink. Mimi tossed her head with a sniff and headed back to the bathroom. She actually thinks Josh is a girl? She wouldn't be the first. Josh himself believes he's a girl. That wig is magical. Well, stay out of the girls' bathroom. It's not exactly going to help your platform if word gets around that you're a pervert. A shadow fell over Paul's face. I sighed. Don't worry, I'll talk to Mimi. Go back to the boys' dorm.
All right.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Yeah. I watched them scamper away and then headed into the bathroom. Hey, Joshulina? You and I should probably get going. I rounded the corner and found him doing Mimi's hair. In a second, Hannah. I just gotta finish this. Have you met Joshulina? She's so good with hair. And, look, she even got the stain out of the shirt. Mimi held up my uniform.
Really?
Thank goodness. Thank you so much. It's no problem, honey. I guess I'll let you finish. Mimi, you won't tell anyone about Paul and Nick coming into the bathroom, will you? Why wouldn't I? Well, as class representatives, they were just trying to help Joshulina get her bearings, and they were showing her where the bathroom was. I should have been the one to show her, but I was asleep, and they didn't want to wake me up. Oh, well, I guess it's fine then. Thank you. I stood staring at them, unsure what to do next. Do you mind? I need to concentrate to finish this. Oh, I'm sorry. I went back to my room. Life at Asagao never got easier, did it? I was still asleep when I got back. There was no way I was going back to bed, so I changed into my uniform, grabbed my bag, and went to class early. My plan was to get started on the project Miss Shizuka gave us. As sincere as PBG was, I wasn't sure he'd hold up to his end of the bargain. I stepped into the classroom, went to my seat, and threw my bag against my desk. A small snap came from across the room. Shane was at his desk giving me a look. Do you mind? I'm trying to work. Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at the door. It was too late to leave, but I didn't want to be stuck by myself with a guy who clearly hated me. I sat down at my desk and looked at my hands. This is the quietest place I can find in the mornings.
Really?
Not the library? Shane shook his head. I see. I'll try not to bother you. He shook his head again. You're fine. Do whatever. It'd be awkward if I just sat there like that. So, what are you working on? Shane looked at me, and for a moment I thought he wasn't going to answer. Then he waved me over. I crossed the room to his desk and looked over his shoulder. Several sheets of paper sketched lightly with outlines lay in front of him. They looked like they were for... comics? You draw comics? Yeah. What about? He shrugged. Whatever. He said it with a touch of finality, so I skipped to another topic. Do you mind if I ask where you're from? Shane gave a heavy sigh. Could you not tell by my accent? I'm from England. This is my second year. Oh. He continued to draw, etching the lines of the British flag above what appeared to be a government building. Do you miss it? He finished shading a line before responding. I guess. My whole family's there. You're by yourself? Why did you come here? Class will start soon. I only have something to work on. Ouch. Taking the hint, I went back to my desk. Suddenly the door slammed open.
Hey!
Hey, look, we got here early! Wonderful. Oh, Hana, Shane, looks like it's just the four of us. Should we stir up some trouble? Trouble? Let's plant an egg on Miss Shizuka's chair, eh? I bet she'd think it was hilarious.
No.
Oh, come on, I bet I could find an exploding bird or two to dive bomb us during class.
No.
I bet you could probably bake her a cake. Filled with knives!
Really?
What the heck is wrong with you? Shane was more than an ocean away from his family and friends. I was only 2 hours away from my dad, yet I missed him so much. Was Shane homesick at all? Soon other students filled the room, and Mai joined me at my desk, asking why I abandoned her. I filled her in on the situation. She had a good laugh. But as the clock ticked closer to class time, I felt like something was missing. Eventually I realized what it was. PBG wasn't in class yet. The bell rang. Miss Shizuka came in and class began, but he still was nowhere to be found. Where was he? The real problem that causes grinding to be necessary in RPGs, if you ask me, is the whole system is flawed. Miss Shizuka's on a tangent again. She must have gotten stood up. Class was nearly over and PBG still hadn't shown. I was worried, but no one else seemed to care. That kid always misses class. Still, what if he was sick? Why didn't anyone care? At the sound of the bell, Miss Shizuka jumped. Oh, we'll turn in a 2-page reflection on why the human species as a whole is the emotional range of a teaspoon due tomorrow. She definitely got stood up. Miss Shizuka? I stood and dashed to her desk. Yes, Hana? PBG wasn't in class today, and I can take his notes to him if you need. Oh, Hana, you're a godsend. Miss Shizuka's eyes watered. She leaned over her desk and pulled me into a hug. It's wonderful to see our youth have hope. Hana. She pulled away and stared into my eyes. Don't give up on love. You're young. If PBG is the one you want, you have my blessing. Here, take these papers. She shoved the handouts from today's class into my hands and gathered her things. Bless your heart. She left the room crying. Poor thing. She really must have liked this one. Does this happen often? Often enough. So you're taking that to PBG? Yeah. But now that I think of it, I don't know his room number. 402. How? It's next to Jared's room, so of course I'd notice him leaving in the mornings. Ah. I've got tryouts, so I won't be able to go with you. Good luck, though. I'm sure he'll be happy to see you. I told you, I don't think he feels that way. Before I could say anything more, she left the room. 400, 401, 402. Here it is. I paused in front of his door, my heart in my throat. I suddenly felt horribly stupid about bringing this thing to him. It wasn't like he would even look at it. He said himself that he hated school. What if he was dying in there? John went off to the drama club. He wouldn't be back for a few hours. Sucking it up, I knocked on the door. Who is it? It's Hana. I brought some notes from... The door swung open before I could finish my sentence. PBG beamed down at me.
Hana.
Hey.
Come in. Thanks? I stepped into a musty room. Posters lined the wall, and small Harvest Moon plushies were piled up on one of the beds, which I assumed to be PBG's. A TV was in the center of the room. Turby twinkled happily from the pause menu. You were playing games? Huh? Oh, yeah. PBG closed the door behind me. I didn't feel like going to class today, so I thought I'd stay in and do some work. Work?
Well...
We do have a tournament coming up. So this kind of counts. I brought you the stuff we went over in class. Oh, thank you. He took the papers out of my hands and set them on a desk next to a small stack of manga. I'm glad you're feeling well. Hold on. I'm adjusting. Oh, gosh. Were you worried that I was sick? Sorry. But that's adorable, so I'm kind of happy about it.
What?
Do you want to hang out? We have to work on a project at some point anyway, right? Well, I didn't really have anything else planned. Great. He plopped into a beanbag and slapped a pillow down next to him. Do you want to play? No, I'm not too good at games. I think I'll just watch. Okay, then. He unpaused the game. Turby sprinted across the screen, shooting fireballs from his mouth. PBG and I didn't talk much. Instead, I commented on the game and laughed at him when he died. Before I knew it, the sun was setting and I had to leave. You're welcome back anytime. Actually, we're having a Stomping Sisters tournament in 2 days. You can come if you want.
Really?
Sure.
See ya.
Awesome. It'll be at noon in this room. I'll see you there. I left the dorm and stepped out into the fading sunlight. The air was warm, filled with the smell of freshly cut grass. I couldn't put my finger on it, but something about being around PPG was comforting. Shaking my head, I went back to the dorms.
Hey.
My, how did tryouts? Hana, close your eyes. Don't move. Before I could flip on the light switch, something warm collided with me, and my eyes were covered. What's going on? Stop squirming. You'll ruin it. Ruin what? Just follow my lead, okay? Mai guided me through the room, telling me where to step. Down. She put her hand on my back and folded me in half, inching me into something that felt like it had a roof. Almost done. What exactly is going on? And ta-da! I gasped. They're so cute. Mai, what is this? What does it look like? It's a pillow fort. I've been looking forward to this for ages. Tryouts already happened. I made the team easy. I left early because I wanted to set this up for you. For me? Well, for us. You've been such a good friend to me, Hana, and I'm so glad we got to be roommates. I wanted to do something for you to make you feel more at home. I've seen how panicked you can be going around school. I don't know what happened in your life, but Asagao is your fresh start, right? You got me, and you've got the school, and normal boots, too. If you're up for it, this can be your new life. You don't ever have to look back. And now is when we can play. Mai.
Yeah.
I knew it. I totally knew you were going to cry.
Perfection.
I guess this means I was successful. Ah, Mai, you've done it again. Mai. I slammed her into a hug. Whoa, be careful. You don't want to break it. This took me forever. Mai, I was bullied at my old school. That's why I came here. And it was only because my dad gave up everything to afford it. I thought you wouldn't like me. And I have a hard time trusting people. But if you wanted to, I think we could be best friends. Oh god, now I'm gonna cry.
Yay!
Yes, so let's be friends. I'm so happy. Me too. Together we're unstoppable. I'll say. Let's hook you and Jared up. Wait, I can't even speak to him without self-destructing. It's fine. There's no way he couldn't fall for you. Oh, yeah? And no one's caught your eye yet? Huh? I'd say there's more than a few suitors on your horizon. Aren't you going to give it a shot? Me? Dating? My eyes shifted across the fort Mai had made. The stuffed rabbit sitting on my bed, the window with the view of Asagao's manicured lawn. My life changed so much so quickly. You know, maybe I could.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, I prepared some activities for us to do. Look! She pulled out a tablet and opened an app. We're going to marathon you through Vavatar. I don't know. Too late! She pressed play. As evening faded into night, we huddled in the blanket fort, watching episode after episode and messing with each other. Happier than I'd been for a long time, I rested my head on my shoulder. Before I knew it, I'd fallen asleep. As usual, the next day Maya and I got to school early, still poking fun at each other for our moment the night before. But as we approached Poppy Hall, I noticed something felt different. A palpable tension hung in the air. It was almost humid. Man, what is up with
I
everyone?
don't know.
Is there a test today? Not that I know of. But as we entered the building and turned the corner, it suddenly made sense. Jared and Paul were arguing amidst a large cloud, spit flying from their mouths, while Nick and Josh walked along the hallway, plastering posters with Paul's face over Jared's modeling shots. I thought I told you to stop and take those posters down. No? What? What's wrong with you? These walls are everybody's space. We don't have to listen to you. And you should know that this campaign is way more important than your little fashion show.
No.
But mine were here first. Lay off them. This is between you and me, Jared. Leave them out of it. You're taking up all the wall space with your show. The student elections are much more important. It's our government. The student government doesn't even do anything. Whoa. As current president, I can say with full knowledge and proper authority that the student government does a ton for the school. You don't even know, Jared. You don't even know. Mai, what does the student government... Mai? She wasn't with me anymore. She'd pried herself between Jared and Paul and was pushing them apart. I ran forward to help her. You guys should stop.
Hana.
I flinched. Sorry, Hana. I didn't mean to yell. We want your opinion on something. You're a regular student, a new student. You're uninvolved. Which do you think is more important, our student government or the fashion show? Okay, so I know, like I said, I've played this game before, up to, I've done certain routes, but I don't really remember the choices on those routes, so it's kind of like a fresh playthrough. I haven't played this for like 3 months. But I do know that if whoever I pick is one of the choices I get, and I'm a huge fan of Jared, so I'm going to pick the fashion show because I love Jared. That's my entire reasoning. Next time, I'm going to play through all the routes, so eventually we'll do Paul's route, but I want Jared's route to be an option right now, because I love me some Jared. Thanks for knowing what's up, Hana. I want you to win presidency again, Paul, I really do, but the fashion show will even be greater for the school. Plus, my posters were here first. I have special rights. Dude, your fashion show isn't even that cool. Jealous you! Rage! A killer high jump kick. They should call you the man with 3 features. I'm not some cheap action figure. Well, whatever. I guess I'll put my poster somewhere with free walls. Maybe they'll get a janitor or two to vote for me. Thanks for being truthful, Hana. I'm going to try harder to see if I can change the students' minds about this. It was amazing that they even cared what I thought. Hana's usually right about these things. You should listen to her. Mai patted me on the back and I jumped. I forgot she was there. Jared looked at Mai, raising an eyebrow. Are you sure, Mai? Don't you have your own opinion? Why do you bother to ask? Well, if I'm being honest, I care more about the fashion show. I go to the elections because I have to, but I go to the show because I want to. Plus, it raises a lot of money for the school. Thank you. He gestured dramatically at Mai as if her opinion sealed the deal. That's because we made it a fundraiser. Ah, the 5-minute bell. Class was about to start. Jared nodded to us and we walked away. Paul opened his mouth as if to say something more, but evidently thought better of it. He headed after Jared with Nick and Josh, thanking them for their help. Being a year ahead of us, their classes would be on the next floor. Mai began to follow them, but I gently pulled her on. Our classroom was the other way.
Oh, Jared.
Jared, if you need any help with the show, I'm here. Her yell echoed through the emptying hallway. Jared, without looking back, raised a hand in acknowledgement. Mai covered her mouth and emitted a skull-piercing squeal. Wincing, I dragged her into the classroom. After the drama that morning, I wasn't sure what to expect at lunch. I dawdled on my own, making up an excuse about copying notes, hoping that whatever tension remained would dissipate while I was gone. When I got to the cafeteria, it seemed my plan had succeeded.
Hana!
We have a spot saved for you! Get over here! Mai sat at the normal Boots Club table, looking like she completely belonged. She waved for me to join her. I sat down next to her at the edge of the table. Josh was across from me. We made eye eye contact as I sat down, so I nodded slightly to him. He nodded back. I felt accepted.
Hey.
Hana, how was class?
Hey.
Good, thanks. PBG might have already told you, but we're working together on a project. It's going pretty well. I'm doing the Is that Gerard back there? In a shy moment of not wanting to look Nick in the eye, I glanced to the side and saw Gerard in the back of the cafeteria with someone I didn't know. Everyone turned to look. He's probably doing some trading. Satch waved a hand. So I borrowed a new drawing tablet the other day, hoping I could use it to make plans for my machine. Satch changed the subject, and everyone started talking about that. I, however, kept my concentration on Gerard, who was holding a small figure. Same with the girl he was talking to. What were those they were trading? Those are itty-bitty kitties. They're really popular right now. I'm surprised you don't recognize them. They're kitty figurines of all shapes and colors. I have a few myself. You know me, I'm hip to the know about these things. They're really pretty cute, but kind of a little girl thing. She shrugged. Gerard is known as the completionist around here, and every time a new thing gets popular, he collects them all. I've never seen his collections, but I heard they're really impressive. You have to be a dedicated person to do something like that. The completionist? Was that why he was so thorough when giving you a tour? IBK is the thing right now, and last year too. I think at first year there were a lot of people collecting silly slimy snakes, but that got old fast. Teachers didn't like everything coated in a thin layer of slime. I still have one in my room, or in our room. I could show you sometime. Jared tapped Mai on the shoulder, and she whirled around, hitting me in the face with her hair. Yes? I wanted to thank you for this morning. Oh, no, it was nothing. Definitely. I mean it. As Jared and Mai spoke, my eyes went back to Gerard's exchange. The girl pulled a second figure out of her backpack and held them both up. Gerard expected it and shook his head. She pulled out another one out, sadly this time, and Gerard's face lit up. He held out his figure, and they swapped. How bittersweet, let of going something you love to get something you would potentially love more. What do you think, Hana? My attention was pulled away. I hadn't been listening to the conversation. Yes or no? Yes. Interesting. Mai gave me a skeptical glance, then turned away. I bowed my head in apology and took one last quick look at the intriguing trade happening. The girl left, and Jared and Gerard for me are like interchangeable, and I don't know why. It's the J's. Gerard was now talking to a boy with a messy appearance and made an exaggerated hand motion. It looked like he just got out of bed. Was this another trade?
All right.
So, official announcement in case you haven't heard. We're having a competition tomorrow. Just a little casual something to get us ready for the tournament.
Yeah.
Finally! We've been planning this one since last year's! My attention snapped back to the conversation happening in front of me. Was this what PBG was talking about yesterday? Hana, Mai, you're invited if you'd like to come. Either way is fine, but just let me know so I can plan. How does it work? It's a little thing. Some lighthearted fun to start off the new year. Lighthearted fun my ass. John almost broke Satch's nose last year. Gerard twisted his ankle. Satch delicately raised a hand to his nose.
No.
It was an accident! You forgot the part where you almost passed out from blood loss, Shane. I didn't forget. He looked away. I can never forget. I don't know about this. I'm not very good at video games.
Yeah.
Sure you are. Jared will come.
All right.
Awesome. I'll plan for you to be there. Don't worry, Hana. It's actually fun. You probably won't get hurt. As much as I was afraid of possibly losing a limb, I really did want to go. I was glad Mai there was there to force me into it. Without her, I'd probably be a lonely transfer eating grass by myself at this very moment. Yeah, sounds fun. Thanks for inviting us. Of course. It would be rude to have you sit with us at lunch and then ban you from our tournament. Plus, it'll be nice to have some new competition. I look forward to winning. The rest of lunch passed comparatively uneventfully, or at least, if anything else happened, I didn't notice. I was too busy staring at the food in front of me, joy and horror mixing in my stomach. There was no way I was going to eat even one of these normal foods boys. I could make a fool of myself. But still, I was getting to go. It was a privilege no one else shared. Paul looked at me with what seemed like concern, and I smiled at him. He grinned and returned to his food. The least I could do was give it a chance, right? And that's where we're going to end this episode of Asagao Academy. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!